How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rahul Rowlett, and welcome back to a brand new video, guys. Now, today I want to try a little bit of a different video, guys. As you know, I've done a lot of these top 10 videos for you guys where I go through, like, some really cool designs by the fans out there, and I just talk about them and that sort of stuff. And I want to do that again today, but I want to do it differently. I want to do it the way we do our discussion videos, where we sit here and talk, you know, like this, instead of just doing, like, a top 10 and stuff. So I wanted to do one where we go through some freaking insane designs here, made by Devil D-Man, which show us some new forms, aka Alola forms, of the SINNOH starters, but I'd rather want to call these regional variants, is what I would want to go for here. But let's talk about these things first. So, if you don't know, with the introduction of the Generation 7 games with Sun and Moon, we got ourselves an introduction to Alola forms. Now, if you don't know what Alola forms are, they're essentially regional versions, like new versions of Pokemon for a different region, aka Alolan Vulpix, which is, you know, ice type and stuff like that, right? You have basically like this new form of Pokemon. So if, you know, you have a Pokemon that's a fire type in Kanto, then in Alola it could be an ice type, right? That's basically the point of the, you know, new variants and new forms of Pokemon. And they were a really cool addition, considering we didn't get more Mega Evolutions. As you guys may know, with Sun and Moon, there was no introduction of brand new Megas, so they instead just gave us Alola forms and, of course, the Z moves. But the Z moves were less entertaining and less unique. Rather, the, you know, the fun part was the Alola forms. That's where the fun came in, and that's what I want to talk about today. Now, as you may know, we are not going to be getting a Generation 4 remake for quite some time. I think 2020 or 2021 is where we should be expecting a remake to happen, but for now, we're kind of in a position where we shouldn't be expecting it for a while at least 2 years, 3 years maybe. We won't be seeing a remake, so a lot of people are considering, will we see Mega Evolutions for the SINNOH starters now, or will we maybe see one of them get a new starter, or maybe one of them get a new variant? And that's the big question is, are they going to switch out variants for new, you know, instead of having new Mega Evolutions? So instead of Mega Evolutions, you have new variants of Pokemon, new regional variants, so to say. So today I want to take a look at some really awesome designs here by Devil D-Man, making some awesome SINNOH freaking regional variants. So let's get started with the first ones here. We'll go with, I guess we'll go with Piplup first. So, we'll start with Piplup. So, Alolan Piplup here, or regional variant Piplup here, is that it starts with Water Dragon typing. So, that is actually an insane jump. Actually, all these Pokemon starters here actually gain a Dragon typing, which is really strange to me, if I'm going to be honest. I mean, Alolan Chimchar with Dragon typing, Alolan Turtwig with Dragon typing. It's really weird. I know, it's strange, if I'm going to be honest. I would have preferred if it didn't add the extra typing there. I would actually prefer it without, you know, that extra Dragon typing. But hey, Alolan Piplup actually fits with the Dragon typing. The design up here, as you can see right above me, it actually does fit the theme. It's got this robe which looks freaking insane. It's got these mixtures of colors where, you know, it's kind of light blue, but it also looks very much more fierce. That's the first thing I noticed is, if you guys remember Piplup from the actual anime and from like the games in general, Piplup isn't really a hardcore looking Pokemon. It doesn't look like it's, you know, badass or anything like that. It just looks like, well, in the anime it was annoying. It really was an annoying Pokemon. I hated it in the anime. That's why I didn't like it. That's why it was like my least favorite starter of all. But this thing, I would want this. This looks badass. This thing doesn't look like it's a push around. This looks like it's a badass Pokemon ready to roast some people. Like, seriously, it looks amazing. The robe, the colors, the mixture of the light blue and the freaking, like, the dark red, and that freaking also extra black on the beak and on the, like, you know, I guess on the little mohawk or whatever. Like, it looks insane, if I'm going to be honest. It just perfectly matches together. And Piplup, its evolution, actually, still keeps that Water Dragon typing, and we'll see that if we go to the next image here, you'll see that, you know, Piplup keeps that, you know, it keeps that kind of design choice that they had there. They gotta keep that right there on it, which is really interesting to me. Like, you know, they didn't really jump too much of, you know, a conclusion there and just you know, make something that really doesn't make much sense to them. It just, you know, it looks good. It looks perfect, in my honest opinion. It's just a perfect evolution where the kind of black color overtakes the blue almost in kind of, you know, the way you see it. Like, you see, like, how the mohawk has now gone from just, you know, being on, like, a mohawk. It's simply just gone to being essentially the whole face in just black. And the eyes actually change, and it looks so much more scary when you got those, pupils that are, like, freaking white. It just looks so scary, so weird. I don't even know, man. The tail looks interesting as well. You can't really see it exactly from this side, but it looks cool. And in general, it's a really cool evolution, and I think it would be a freaking perfect evolution, if I'm going to be honest. But then we have the top of the mountain, where you actually lose the water typing. The water typing is lost here, and you instead gain a dark typing, and that is the Empoleon right here. So the Empoleon evolution is insane. Well, let's begin with the one thing first, right? no more blue. There is no more blue remaining there. And I guess that's the representation of the water typing disappearing, right? That's why it's only dark type now, because the whole, like, darkness has taken it over. The darkness has consumed him. You know what I mean? It's fully gone now. There's no more, there's no more, blue, light blue in there. It's just a pure dark color. You've got some white. Of course, you've got, like, the kind of the eyebrows, I guess, from Piplup, where basically, it had those, like, almost flames, almost like, I don't know what you would call them, like flames or smoke almost coming out of its eyes, smoke shaped, I guess, or like, I don't know, like that's basically what I call them, but like, got that same thing going on, but only on one eye on the Empoleon, which looks badass, and the other eye is like properly shaped, it's got this whole design around it. The eyes look really fierce and just like ready to roll, and also the hands is my favorite part, because the hands are actually right there, ready to claw things. And it makes sense if it's going to be using stuff like Dark-type moves, Feint Attack and stuff. It would make sense if it has something to attack with properly, and this makes sense. It's got them 3 ready to claw down. It looks amazing. The general design here, it's awesome. If this was an actual thing, I would be rolling Empoleon instantaneously. I would be taking, like, this thing instantly in my team and using it. Like, seriously, it would be amazing. But that is not all. As you know, we have more Pokemon to go through, and that's going to be, next up, Alolan Chimchar. Now, this thing is Fire Dragon type, and then it loses its Fire typing and gains a Rock typing at the end, and you'll see why. Now, let's start with the design here, which you will notice that, we've got Chimchar. It looks like a golem, and you'll notice it as it evolves here. You can see it in the designs, what the whole thing is. Like, you can easily see what's going on here. So, let's do a Chimchar first. So Chimchar, to begin with, it looks like a golem. It's got these giant horns sticking out, right? If you don't know what I'm talking about these like golems, like these stone golems that you see, like, next to like really old houses and castles and stuff. I think you've even seen them probably in a Disney movie or something, like, right, these old golems that are like creepy and weird. That's what it's supposed to look like. It's supposed to be a little golem, and it looks just like that. It's got the horns, it's got the creepy eyes, and overall it looks awesome. And then, of course, because of the Fire typing, it has a little flame on its back there still. But as it evolves into Monferno, that's where she gets like slightly more like, okay, now I feel like we're losing, a bit of that Fire typing, because we see no fire in this thing anymore. Like, there's no fire whatsoever, but it's still a Fire Dragon type. And here it actually gains wings, so it even more looks like it's supposed to be a stone golem. It even just 100% more looks like that, and it makes sense when you look at it, right? That's what it's supposed to be like. It's supposed to be this stone golem, and it is what it is, right? But then, of course, you have the final evolution, and that is the mother effing freaking Infernape, and this thing is insane. Okay, first things first, no more Fire typing. It's actually a Rock type now. It's a Rock Dragon type, and it makes sense. I mean, the Dragon typing doesn't make much sense to me. I don't know. I guess it's because it's supposed to be a golem. It's in the sky, yada, yada, yada. I guess that makes sense in one way, but the Rock typing makes 100% sense. A Rock golem, that's what it's supposed to be. There's also gains like these rocks on its arms. You can see right there, it's got a rock on its arms, on its hands as well. These rocks sticking out. Even on the legs, you've got rocks sticking out. It's supposed to be like it's, it's been standing on a building just up there, hiding. And then, of course, the wings. Let's not even forget about the freaking wings. That looks just so majestic. Overall, a freaking amazing Pokemon design and an amazing regional variant, if I've got to be honest. I would have loved if this was real. If this was real, I'd be having only Sinnoh freaking starters in my team. Of course, I'd be roasted by any potential fairy type, but still, it'll be amazing. Either way, that's that. So let's go to the final one, which is the weirdest one to me, and that is Turtwig, which is red. It's red, and it looks a bit like it looks really scary. Not really scary. It looks angry, if I've got to be honest. It looks angry. Now, first things first, as you may notice, it's totally red, and it somehow still retains the grass typing, even though there's no connection to, like, the grass typing in it. Like, it just looks purely like it's supposed to be a Fire type almost. Like, I don't know, it looks like a little dinosaur Fire type and not like a grass type whatsoever. I guess the only thing that kind of keeps the grass typing on it is the general, like, concept of Turtwig. And, of course, the little, like, on the ears, you've got the little, leaves or whatever, which I guess is one way to go about it. But then as it evolves, it goes into a Grotto. And here it is interesting, because Grotto actually removes the grass typing and instead is a dragon ghost type, which is really interesting, which I don't know why that happens, but you can see the design. It's supposed to be more creepy, more weird, more, I guess, just generally speaking, more unique, I guess. But it looks weird. It looks almost like a goth freaking Grotto, and it looks weird to me. But it still retains some of those leaves still on the back, and it just looks generally more creepy, like a dead Grotto, almost. That's what I get from it. But then, the amazing Alolan Torterra, and this thing is insane. I mean, look at the design. In all honesty, just look at this design. It is incredible. 1, it looks fantastic. 2, it is fantastic. And 3, it's a dragon ghost type. But here's the thing. I feel like they should have removed that dragon typing and kept the grass typing. So it's a ghost grass type. That would have been way better because it's still got the tree up there, you know what I mean? Maybe a ghost tree would make so much more sense. You can even see, like, there's like these ghostly figures, these ghostly auras sticking out of its body, just coming out of it. I guess that could be like the souls of the freaking, you know, the forest Pokemon, etc., something like that. Also in the mouth, you can see it looks way more intimidating than normal Torterra here. You can see that in the face. Looks way more intimidating. And he's got these horns sticking out from the sides, which just looks incredible. I've got to be honest. Also at the back, you've got these, you know, these freaking rocks sticking out, which makes me kind of think about, like, if you guys haven't watched Naruto, there's this part in the anime where they're on a giant, walking, or swimming freaking turtle, like an island-sized turtle, and that's kind of what this reminds me of, with those rocks in the back, because it's like a really, really creepy, like, little island turtle, whatever. But that's kind of what it reminds me of, guys. But yeah, that's going to be the end of this, guys. This is all the Pokemon I had to show, and I want to go through. And again, Devil D-Man, this man is legendary. Please check out his other work. He has some awesome stuff over here you guys can check out. He's got some really cool designs, some really cool Alola forms he's made and stuff like that. So please check him out. I'll link it all down below for you guys to check out. Thank you so much for watching. My name's Ralph. Have a great day, and bye-bye, ladies and freaking gentlemen. Peace.